Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. How is everyone tonight? I hope you're doing well. It's hard being a demoniocrat nowadays. You sit there and watch them dribble in from back to Texas from their self-imposed exile, their fugitive status, all looking like sad sacks. And while that's going on, Trump has got literally the world at his feet, showing up at his door, waiting in the hallway to see what does Daddy want to do. Waiting on Daddy. So it's fun to watch. Let me see. How you doing, Bill? Graybeard, flannel cheese. Nice to see you, Doc. Sherry, nice to see you. Pappy Two Bears. Sissy's here. Rain's here. Colette. Everybody's showing up. That's good. That's wonderful. You know, and then we get more news. I tell you what, if some were to think that there was going to be a big event coming, it'd be hard not to really get excited about it, because all the pieces seem to be coming into place to do a roundup. So I don't want to, get everybody excited and, say, oh, it's going to be mass arrests or anything like that. But I tell you what, the pieces are falling in place. And if you watch Trump's Truth Social, he sure is putting out enough hints. But he had a wonderful day today, and dealt with the press like a maestro, really just putting them in their place with aplomb. Remember that word? We've used that word in the past. Hi, Lucky. How you doing? With aplomb. So you got extra National Guard coming into D.C. D.C.'s basically changed overnight. Pam Bondi, Judge Janine talking about all the arrests, all the illegal guns that have been snatched up. World leaders showing up at the big, beautiful White House with the big, beautiful flags out front. And Zelensky goes out of his way to wear a suit. Hi, Elva. Nice to see you. Robin, nice to see you. So, in a way, it's comical. And what's the biggest thing to take away from what happened today? Well, depends on who you talk to. Trump giving that little jab. Oh, so if you have a war, there's let's see, and if we have a war 3.5 years from now, then we don't have to have an election, right? Said that to Zelensky. And well, we just got to wait and see what the lunatics come up with from that position. But it's the incredible shrinking base. I mean, that's what we should refer to with the Democrat Party, the incredible shrinking base. I watched some video today. I don't know if you all got to see it or not, but protesters in DC. Hi, Bill. Yeah, I read about that. I don't know how true it is, Bill. Don't swallow everything they throw at you. Don't swallow everything they throw at you, Bill. What news site did you? So I'm using air quotes. What news site did you see it on? Don't fall for bright, shiny things, right? I'm talking about what I see happening in my front of my eyes, what I know, what I heard, what I saw with my own eyes, what I heard with my own ears. Not, I will absorb things from other sites, but I am not going to take it to heart. All over X. Well, I don't mean a whole lot. Nope. Now you don't know. You don't know if Abbott lied or not. You don't know. Donald Trump put up. Do you spend any time on Truth Social, or you just go on X? Who do you believe, Donald Trump or people on X? Kicking Bird, how you doing? So Donald Trump put up a picture of a big, beautiful map of Texas. Let me see if I got that working. Oh, I don't have my notebooks up. Where is that? My pictures. Oh, there they are. There they are. That's nice. He put up a big, big, beautiful map of Texas and said this is he loves it. That's what they got pushed through since they had a quorum. Now it's up to the Senate, Texas State House Senate to pass, and they're going to have what they want. And the Democrats are very unhappy. Hi, Wanda. You know, they caved. They caved. Why do something draconian and remove people from their seats when they caved? And all that would do is give them more talking points about Trump being a dictator. Everything that comes over on my news feed is Trump sicks the DOJ on Adam Schiff. Trump does this. Trump does that. So you gotta understand when these leaders of state Republican parties take a draconian action, it's going to reflect good or ill on the top banana, and that's Trump. I put in my thumbnail. He's a shot caller. He's calling the shots. And if you couldn't see the optics today, that Trump is large and in charge, I don't know what to tell you. And that picture I got on my thumbnail of all those world leaders sitting in the hallway like little school kids waiting to go and see the principal, if that doesn't add a lot of gravitas to Mr. T, especially to people that haven't been paying attention, people that have been just getting information from a bunch of losers about Trump's credibility and his abilities. Well, Bill, I don't want to talk about that. Tom Alexandrovich was extradited back to Israel. You're talking about, you're talking about some stuff that was, we're sitting here talking about one of the biggest diplomatic victories in history with Donald Trump. And you're doing and I'm not trying to pick on you, Bill. I'm trying to tell you that you don't go off the reservation. You stay focused. Are you that easily distracted where somebody on X snaps their finger and look at this guy, he's going back to Israel, somebody nobody's ever heard of? And that's what you want to talk about? When Trump just put on one of the shows of shows, one of the first of many, a triumph. He had Europe at his feet in the White House today. Oh, they let somebody go back to Israel that's accused of messing with kids. Can't even spell his name. Let's not talk about Trump's victory. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Did you read any of Donald Trump's truths today? Did you watch any of the videos that he put up? He had one video. I uploaded it. I might save it so we can all go down memory lane and watch the video. Where on Fox News, Trump said accountability is coming. And they went over all the people involved in the Russia hoax, all the people involved in destroying General Flynn's career, and what the evidence was against him. That's indisputable. Okay. Who got appointed? No goggling now. Who got appointed as a co-deputy director of the FBI? Let's see, and no, don't you all cheat now. Co-deputy director of the FBI. I'll tell you who it was. Let's see if anybody gets it. Now, who's the deputy director? Who's the deputy director of the FBI? You're not on Truth Social? Are you an operative for the opposition? Bill, we're going to check you out. You don't pay any attention to what the President of the United States puts up every day, but you're on X following these anti-Khazarian or whatever they call them accounts and talking about superfluous things. I don't know, Bill. We're going to keep an eye on you, buddy. Well, how about you get on Truth Social? That's right, Graybeard. The deputy director is Dan Bongino, and Colette put up Kash Patel. He is the director. And Bill Carson put in Andrew Bailey. Missouri Attorney General, Andrew Bailey. That's called a big gun. A big gun. Graybeard almost got it. Okay, so Bill's paying a little bit of attention. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Bill, you better get out there and give me a thumbs up. Right now. Don't come back till you give me a thumbs up. And anybody else that didn't give me a thumbs up, or you'll get a demerit. But anyway, so, we see all these things going on. And what this guy that supposedly got sent back to Israel, what's he got to do with the price of tea in Mongolia? I don't care. I'm talking about what we're going to do in this country and the people that betrayed this country. Hi, Roland. Bill already gave me a thumbs up. Good. I know Roland gave me a thumbs up. He always gives me a thumbs up. Ha, ha, ha. But no, what we want to see people getting a business. Getting a business. And Trump put up videos today where, I guess about a 6-minute video, where they are outlining the harm these people have caused, the evidence against these people, dropping names like Hillary Clinton, dropping names that we all know. We all know the key is to get the rest of the country, the vast majority, to understand why these people are going to get arrested, why these people are going to be going to jail. So it's slowly getting put in there. Hi, Justin Bean. How you doing? Let's see. Elva, nice to see you. All right, I got thumbs up all over the place. So, yeah, this Missouri AG is going to be backing up Dan Bongino. And you can bet that everybody they were discussing in that video that Trump put up that said it's time for a reckoning. I'm trying to find the post itself. He said it's time for a reckoning and put a copy of that video up. Deep state reckoning in all caps is what Donald Trump posted. Deep state reckoning, and that is what is on screen on the Fox News report. And then they announced this AG being appointed to assist Dan Bongino, who, as we most of us will remember, posted very recently that he found information that shook him to his core. Shook him to his core. And use other terminology to say how monumental and horrific some of the things that he's discovered. And there's another clip Donald Trump posted that where they're saying, you know, this stuff needs to be let out. If the heavens should fall, the stuff needs to be released to the public. Timing is everything. Optics are important. Hi, Phil. How you doing? Now, Zelensky, whose puppet is he, Phil? Whose puppet is Zelensky? Oh, it's a good question, Graybeard. Oh my gosh, that would shake you to your core for sure. Looking at Weenie Boy's laptop. Miss Mendersu, how are you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. Money to burn. Don't mess with Mr. T. That's right. That's right. Well, they're not going to have money to burn for long. Now that these NGOs are getting starved out, I tell you, Trump put a smile on his face today. I'm going to get a screenshot. It's a particular smile he has, tight-lipped, and he pulls his chin in a little bit, and he smiles. That is when you know he's got some things going on. And the deep state hates to see that smile on Mr. T's face. Yeah, we all know Bill Barr's father hired Epstein. Bill Barr, well, he made a bit of news today. I talked about this a long time ago, called people refer to it as the sins of the father. That way back going to the Magna Carta, that they called it corruption of blood. Corruption of blood. That means was banned, prohibited. No one in government could practice the corruption of blood, which means you can't take a son and punish him for his father's doings, or vice versa. You can't just say the family will pay for what you did. Your son will pay. No, you can't do that. They're separate entities. So, we'll find out who the white hats are, we'll find out who the gray hats are and who the black hats are. But Bill Barr was on Fox News, or Fox News reported that Bill Barr testified that he didn't see any info that would, quote, implicate Trump in the Epstein case. What I've gotten down to doing when people, some of them are paid, some of them are bots, but they put in there, no matter what it is you're looking at in the comments, release the Epstein files, release the Trumpstein files. Where are the Epstein files? Don't let them forget about the Epstein files, folks. I put in there, they're in the Joe's garage with the Corvette. They're in the garage with Joe's garage with the Corvette. That's right, Roland. What did they add into it? They've had control of it for 4 years. So you laugh at them when they talk about the Epstein files. They're corrupted. But Bill Barr testifying that he didn't see anything to implicate Trump. The people that corrupted them have to keep in mind that somebody is keeping a chain of evidence. Somebody is going to have copies of stuff that have not been corrupted. And they can track down electronically whose hands they've been in, who did the corrupting. So haven't you noticed how everybody, as far as mainstream media, is clammed up about Ghislaine Maxwell, clammed up about Epstein. The only thing you've got is, and they have dropped off substantially, is a bunch of bots and basement dwellers and who are putting out the Epstein file demands. They've really fell off because I think that was a little signal from Barr. Don't forget, we saw the evidence before it got corrupted. What's on Pam Bondi's desk? The corrupted files. Yeah, Todd, I've addressed that before. Project Veritas reported that notes and emails show Fannie Willis and Bill Barr were working together on the RICO case. I have said for you all to keep in mind a tactic, okay? I'm not saying this is the case. I'm saying to keep in mind a possibility. Just like with Tulsi Gabbard. When people were talking about Tulsi Gabbard being part of the young New World Order crowd 20 years ago, you got to have plants. You've got to have people on the inside. And I said it 20 times over the past 2 or 3 years. Sometimes if you want to trip up the devil, you got to dance with him. You got to get in close. Okay? And you need people on the inside. And how do you get on the inside? You say, I want in on what you guys are plotting and planning. But I have to let you know, I'm Trump all the way. And if I see anything bad, I'm going to really get you in trouble. Are you going to get into the inside? Think about it. Think about it. You got to infiltrate. Counter-infiltration. Counter-infiltration. Where's Rand Sessions? That's right, Roland. I am, a lot of people I have question marks about. One of them I have no question about is Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions, we're gonna hear from Jeff Sessions, and these deep state creepos are gonna hear from him. Janine Pirro, she came out and made a couple of announcements. One, that they arrested a wannabe would-be assassin, a lunatic on TikTok. They're getting so bold. That is what I was trying to drive at last night about James Comey coming out with that milquetoast, smarmy Taylor Swift gibberish. They recognize that they've driven people nuts, and they're acting like nuts, and they are destroying the Democrat base by the hour when they put these crazy, out of control videos up. So then you have Comey coming out. Well, we know Donald Trump is a horrible person, and people are jerks, and but he's trying to get people to be smarmy, smile with a sneer and a snarl, but smile and live their best life. He's trying to throw cold water on this insanity. That was the purpose of his video, not to suck up to Taylor Swift, not to do any other purpose, but to try to change the complexion of these lunatics that are coming out on TikTok and everything else, because they're driving away support in droves. Yeah, Graybeard, he is sickening. He's sickening, but that is what, for some reason, gets these people. Well, see, it's what you believe. Lucky. It's what you believe, Bill. Let's look at it this way. The majority of this country sees James Comey, has no notion in their mind that anything has happened to James Comey. Okay? Then you got people saying, well, James Comey is gone. He no longer exists. I'm not wading into that. I am enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show. And he's part of the show. That's right. He was sending comms to his crazies. And, well, on top of Janine Pirro talking about arresting this would-be assassin, they gave her name, and she had TikTok videos out where she was saying what she was going to do and calling on other people to do it as far as assassination of Trump. Now she's cooling her heels in federal custody, and I guess going to be trying to get a bail bond. I don't know. Hi, Gloria. So, and the other thing she brought up was that there were 137 arrests and 21 illegal guns just over the weekend. A early result of the Trump, I guess they call it a crackdown. I called it a crackdown. So why not? So anyway, multiple things are happening. While things are happening, Trump is shining on the world stage. He's got every Western news agency on the planet zeroed in on the Oval Office. What are the optics that you see? What are the optics that the world sees? They see Zelensky coming in a suit after the blow up that they made such a big stink of. Oh, Trump was rude to Zelensky. No, Zelensky was being rude to us, showing up at the White House dressed like Che Guevara or Fidel Castro, demanding money and wagging his political finger in our faces, and he got slapped flat. Now he's back, humble pie, and dressed the way Trump said. What's sitting out in the hallway? Every major world leader from Europe cooling their heels till Donald Trump says, you may come in. You may come in. And the world can't help but see it. There's no question who's the boss, who's daddy. So, and I'll bring it up again. Advice my dad gave me years ago. You let that dog come to you. Let that dog come to you. So he had a whole pack of them, bozos. What did what was it? Frank put up on his program today. Live. European dorks visit Trump. And then he also talked about Hochul pardoning that guy that did the Christmas parade. What was it? Ran over people, and then to keep him from being deported. I have to check into that. I didn't really get into that one, but yeah, they look like dorks, and the word that popped in my mind was bozos. And Trump is, they talk when Trump lets them talk, and yeah, it's capitulation, waiting to see the principal. That's right, and so Putin is going to have a one-on-one with Zelensky. I'm looking at some of these articles that I went over. Now, I'll go off on a different subject real quick. Bill, you were talking about some guy and getting sent back to Israel. Never heard of him, don't know him. But Andy No put up a story about, I don't know if y'all subscribe to him on YouTube, but you should. A woke BLM activist, Massachusetts school librarian, was arrested by the feds for alleged child S3X crimes. The more that stuff gets out, the better. The information gets out about people in our school system. Somebody from Israel, who knows what kind of extradition treaties we have, or if they get convicted of a crime, did they go to their country and serve the time? Or, I mean, all that stuff is per country treaty. But this is American. This is a character at a school, a librarian. His name is Scott McGinley. They found in his house a locked suitcase with a Santa suit, diapers, applesauce packets, and children's undergarments. Can you imagine having a kid at that school? And yeah, great. It's a blue state like Massachusetts. So I'm looking at the pictures of this character. I got screenshots of 2 of the pictures. There are 5 pictures. What's he got? Stand with Ukraine. And he's a picture of him with a Christmas tree over his shoulder in the snow, standing with Ukraine. And what's the next picture? Oh, he's standing there with a big smile on his face. I got my COVID-19 vaccine. Boy, isn't that just typical? Yeah, here's the article about that guy. What you doing with applesauce packets? But the executive director of the National Cyber Directorate is who you're talking about. He works directly under Netanyahu. They say. Well, he's Israel problem now. I'm glad they got him and got him the hell out of the country. So, yeah. I saw that report yesterday. Well, while this stuff is going on, Newsmax put out a statement that they settled with dumb onion voting machines. Newsmax announced today, I believe that was yesterday, that it has reached a settlement regarding dumb onion voting systems, concluding a defamation lawsuit that Dumb Onion filed in Delaware, Joe Biden's home state. So I don't know how that's going to get unraveled. I think you got Fox News, Newsmax, Rudy Giuliani. I think that those are 3 off my top of my head that had a hard way to go with that dumb onion in the courts. But you have the one example of Mike Lindell that had a $5 million judgment thrown out by the appellate court not too long ago, just 5 days ago. So I don't know why they're putting this stuff to bed. Maybe it's a indirect way of giving somebody a cushion, a financial cushion, if they got to spill the beans down the road. So, yeah, I'm just looking at some of the chats, some of the things I can't talk about that are in chats. But anyway, I was getting notifications on my phone, and I don't ask for notifications about news. They just pop up because of Goggle, right? How they frame these stories. This is what I'm saying, to be careful. Our media and ourselves have to be careful, and people in positions of Republican power have to be careful what they do, because it reflects badly. It automatically gets kicked upstairs to Trump. So Trump uses FBI. This is from CNN. Trump uses FBI and Justice Department to escalate his long-standing feud with Adam Schiff. Feud. They make it seem like Trump is trying to settle some old argument or some old score, a feud. No, how about this, CNN? The fact of the matter is, Adam Schiff behaved in a criminal manner. Adam Schiff violated, well, I was going to say espionage. Yeah, if he spied on Trump, but he also divulged classified information. People have, as they said, that Fox News report, people have done jail time over that accidentally let stuff slip. Adam Schiff, they have dead to rights evidence that shows he purposefully divulged classified information to try to damage Trump. And the classified information were planted lies. And he knowingly did that. He's a criminal. But Trump is trying to settle a score or come out on top over a feud. No, it's not a feud. It's justice. How about this? Trump put people in the DOJ and the FBI that swore an oath to uphold the law and to prosecute criminality. And they're doing it. Trump didn't sick anybody on anything. He put capable people in positions that take their job seriously. Just like this Missouri AG. He's going to take his job seriously. So let me see. What is it? Mayor Karen Bass. This is from CBS News. Pops up on my phone. Mayor Karen Bass, who I feel is going to be one of the first ones with these governors that's going to get corralled. I think pieces are being put in place for that. But, you know, they're their own worst enemy. The more they get on, the more they stay in their position, and the more they make public statements get replayed all over the internet. They are their own worst enemy. They're convicting themselves. They're self-reporting. They're telling on themselves. Well, she comes out, CBS News, Mayor Karen Bass, other Los Angeles leaders renew the call to end, quote, reckless immigration raids, unquote. Well, that is a issue. They are way behind in the polls. Way behind it. People roll their eyes when they see that. They want to see these people getting arrested. It's going all, speaking of TikTok, people are doing videos of the lack of traffic jams. The sidewalks not being covered with people who are trying to sell stolen stuff on the street corner. You can walk by without getting solicited by something with a CVS price tag on it that they stole out of the CVS. It's slowly transforming. Even Los Angeles is transforming. And people like that. Well, then Fox News puts out, which I don't mind this, they're reporting on a New York Times columnist. Since the Democrats cracked and are coming back and they can't stop the redistricting, this New York Times columnist says Trump and Abbott Texas redistricting plans are, quote, mustard gas on our democracy. Of course, mustard gas was outlawed after World War I. Its use is a violation of the laws of war and is a crime to use. So, yeah, that's the kind of terminology they want to use. When they're doing something lawful and doing it properly through the process, the New York Times columnist calls it mustard gas. Now, he doesn't say Abbott. This reinforces what I said. They kick everything upstairs and tie it to Trump. They said Trump and Abbott are using mustard gas. So, I mean, there is a lot of people staying up into the wee hours of the morning, dreaming up crap to have something every day that they can sprinkle out there to get in the brains of these people that Comey is trying to get to act like rational human beings. Good luck with that. But anyway, back to Trump and Zelensky. The press was right away. What is it, Peter Ducey? He kind of surprised me a little bit when he said, "Who do you think's got the better cards, Trump or Putin or Zelensky?" Trump handled it fine. It was a dumb question. It was what the hell do you think Trump is trying to get everybody to accept the negatives and offer positives to come to some kind of balance where nobody is thrilled, but nobody is devastated. A mutual victory that everybody can live with in the pursuit of peace. Like he's going to come out, I think Putin's got the cards. Was Zelensky sitting next to him? Or after the summit with Putin, I think Zelensky's got the card. A dumb question, but that reporter that got on Zelensky about his suit the last time, complimented him. He said, "Oh, you look real good." And Trump goes, "That's what I said. He looks great." And I saw that clip when Zelensky came up to the front steps and Trump was standing there waiting for him. And I don't think Zelensky was wearing his swamp shoes. Remember I showed you the picture that the Russians put out about his shoes to make him look taller? Because he looked, he barely came up to Trump's shoulder. They probably told him no lifts either. You don't come here wearing bozo boots to make yourself look taller, and wear a suit. And so anyway, Zelensky was pretty quick though. He told the guy, "Yeah, you got a new suit." He said, "I noticed you're wearing the one the last time I saw you. You're wearing the same suit." I saw somebody playing that clip, and that part was edited out. I don't know why that was, because Zelensky got a zinger in on the press. And Trump, I don't know if I get a clip of that or not, but Trump was subtle but direct with the press. Keep in mind that brief press conference with Zelensky, and it was brief. It was 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Keep in mind that the world wants to know every word that was said during that, the entire world. And Trump said, how unfair the press is. And he said, a lot of them don't even know what they're saying. A lot of them are being told what to say. Did you all catch that? Hi, Stanton. How you doing? New insight. Nice to see you. I'm just looking through the chats. Damn, Bill, you're going way back to Anthony Bourdain. We got to stick with what's happening now. Yeah, shifty shifts going down, Miss Mendersue. And 60% at least will have to be withheld, because if we were told, if everybody knew, even Dan Bongino doesn't know it all, and he is shaken to the core. And they said, 90% of the population would be in a mental institution, would need some kind of psychiatric care if they knew everything. And Dan Bongino is probably been made aware of the 40%, Pappy. And that has shook him to the core. That's enough. It's like I was saying. You don't want to take a bath in it. And that's why they have fairy tales like Hansel and Gretel, where they tell it like a story like a witch and a fairy tale, a gingerbread house or whatever. Because could you imagine describing the actual methods and things like that? You know, like I said, part of the duty of people defending this country is to defend them psychologically also. Give them enough information to wise up. Okay? Innocent as a lamb, but as sharp as a serpent's tooth. But our job is not to tell horror stories. I mean, I could describe some of the videos that drug cartels have let out. I can describe what happened to a DEA agent back in the 1980s I've talked about in the past, but is so vile and disgusting in a casual way without using any foul language. If I described what happened to people, you would not sleep very good tonight. So I don't describe it, except to say it's horrific. And people can understand from there. Because it's not our job to have people become mentally ill, terrified. After World War II, during the waning hours of the Third Reich, they were taking 12-year-old boys out of the home, giving them Panzerfaust, bazookas, and sending them off to the front. One of the last videos or film of Adolf Hitler is him giving the Iron Cross to a 12-year-old boy. The order was put out in writing and passed around on the front. If they turned around and ran away, the orders were that they were to be hanged from the nearest lamppost or tree. That was the order. 12-year-old boys. When the Allies came through and saw that, they saw the victims still hanging, some of them frozen solid. There's a video on YouTube, I don't know if it's still up, they show someone cutting somebody down and they just bounce off the ground like a board, stiff as a board. But word got out that that's what they were doing. Now, if you were commanding a company and ran across one of these characters, they were with the SS generally. And there was proof evidence that this person was doing that. Guess what? SHOT. That's what happened to them. As a commander, you could verify, was this guy doing that to 12-year-olds? And the answer come back, yes. Right then and there. Because you're in battle. It's called a drumhead tribunal. Drumhead execution. and it's lawful. Under the laws of war, it's acceptable. Somebody's done something so vile, you don't got to keep them prisoner while you're on the offense until they can come get a lawyer, get discovery. No, their due process is identify who they are, their rank, their name. Were they doing this? And you have credible witnesses and a expired young person. Oh, that's it. Boom. And that's it. And then you keep moving. You write it down in your book. And whatever, whoever can bury him, or they can leave him lay there. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I think this principle is in the back of Trump's mind when he's talking about these cartels. Because not every one of them, but many of them are known who are putting these videos out of them doing the most disgusting, vile things. I don't care if it's to another gang member. I don't care if it's to another drug dealer. Many times it's just innocent people. They do it for thrills. They do it for kicks. It is beyond any horror movie you've ever seen. Those people deserve no warning and the lights to cut out forever. And under the laws of war, Trump's allowed to do that. And that's why I'm thinking he's saying what he's saying about the cartels. We'll take care of them like we did ISIS. And he's saying it, he could say, well, we'll take care of them the way Rudy Giuliani took care of the mob. Okay, we'll get them all, throw them in jail. We'll do it this way, that. No, he picked ISIS. How did he get rid of ISIS? General Raising Cane came in there and blew them to kingdom come. Because they had it coming. And there's a lot of people in Latin America and other places around the world that got it coming. Yeah, I put his picture up before. I put his picture up of him holding the rope. I forget his name, but I did a whole video on him. I even showed the coffin pictures of Keitel and all the others that ended up getting a long drop with a short rope. Hi, Kim. Oh, Kim's saying hi to Lori. Hi, Lori. Ann's here. Nice to see you, Ann. Thank you for going by me a coffee. I believe you were the last one to go by there. I have a link in the description. If anybody wants to help the channel out, buy me a coffee. And Ann went by there, and Wayne and Mike and Bev this week. I appreciate it. Also, once I upload this to Rumble, I've got it in link in the Rumble description. So anyway, that's still developing. We've got combat troops, but they're restricted right now in Latin America to air and sea operations. Once they get to go ahead for land operations, I would bet dollars to donuts that there are certain casas and compounds that are just going to go up in smoke without warning. And you know what? If you're married to one of these animals and you know what they're doing, tough, okay? Tough. You can do a Cheech and Chong too. And by Cheech and Chong, I'm saying up in smoke. That's my code word. Code words for up in smoke. I mean, for a kingdom come. Kingdom come and up in smoke. Sparky, how you doing? Well, not all is fair in love and war. Like kind retribution is permitted, but sometimes what they do is so heinous. If you were to do it like kind, just no. You just if we did like kind retribution against the Nuremberg criminals, we don't behave that way. We just cut their lights out. Yes, Miss Brenda Sue John, Clarence Woods. Bill, you're putting sensitive words in. You're gonna have to remove that last comment with NAZIS. I've said and said and said, don't put that word in. It's the trust and safety. I mean, trust and safety on YouTube. I can't allow that stuff in my comments. Don't make me give too many warnings out. Well, Trump said he doesn't really see a need for a ceasefire. He mentioned yesterday and today that all the peace deals he's done, he's never had a ceasefire. Yeah, Bill, remove that comment. All you press on it, you'll see 3 dots, and then you can pick. If I remove it, I don't know what the machine will do to you. But I can't take a chance of leaving it up. Anyway, what was I talking about? Trump's 6 peace deals. And that clown on CNN was saying, what do you mean 6? Stop 6 wars. He was saying that to Scott Jennings. And Jennings started to name them off, but he didn't have them all committed to memory. But the guy said, oh, okay, 4 then, 4. 4 is not 6. Well, here Trump comes out and lays it all out there. Never mind the conflicts we hadn't heard of. Where is it? I guess I'll have to take it out. I guess I'll have to remove it. Well, I hope you're still with us after this. I don't know. Well, Trump in the press conference, he was scolding the press. And he did it later on Truth Social. I got it in here somewhere about it doesn't matter what Trump does. He's saying it right to their faces. You're going to bash me no matter what. He said, no matter what I do, they'll say Trump is absolutely horrible. The level of hatred and animosity is incredible. They don't report on all the wars that he put a stop to. They don't report on it. And then they mock you when you bring it up and say it's not true. And let me tell you something about reporters. They need to up their game, because if they can't remember which wars Trump stopped, then they need to shut up. Don't report on things you're ignorant of. You got to step up your game. Your job is to inform the public. And if you can't even inform your own withered little brain, then go do something else. And if they spent less time memorizing talking points from China and wherever the hell else they're getting them, Georgie Porgy Soriosio, or whoever the hell sent them out. If they can remember all those damn talking points, they can remember facts. Stanton. Uh-oh. Don't understand why. Trying to send a coffee. Oh, you're clicking on the link? Yeah, I'm going to put a link into a Facebook group. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. You all ought to check out this Facebook group. Ha ha ha! It worked. Now I might try to put a buy me a coffee link in. You guys, it is the 106 mark right now. 106 in the video. And that's a Facebook group. When you get a funny meme, but you can't be nasty on there. But it's got Democrats and Republicans. It's a political site. You can share memes, so you can repost them on True Social or X and have conversations with like-minded people, or even engage with somebody who is a recovering liberal. They're out there. Recovering liberals are a thing. Let me see if I can put my buy me a coffee link in. Let me try this, Stan. I'm going to try to put it in. I am going to try to put it in here and see if it works that way. So you can be part of the coffee crowd. I think they allow you to put in like buy me a candy bar or buy me a beer. But I like buy me a coffee. So I'm gonna put this in the description if it works. And maybe the one in the comments. Maybe the ones in the description is just tired. Maybe I have to refresh it. I don't know. There's my link coming up. There it is. 108 mark. There you go. Well, Lori, give it a try. Go back on there. Remember what General Flynn said. You hold the battlefield. Don't let them chase you off the battlefield. And don't forget, Zuckerberg got humbled, and they're allowing people back on there. But you got to watch foul words, and you got to watch stuff like NAZI. I guess that's in there, right? But anyway, that's the link if anybody wants to help the channel out. All right, Miss Minter said, thank you, Bill. So Bill got it taken care of. Good. All right. See where this is called synergy. Synergy. How about when I would like to have a picture. I'd like to have a video. If I was behind Trump and Zelensky and I had a full wide shot of all the people in the press when Trump said to Zelensky, during the war, you can't have elections. So let me just see. 3.5 years from now, if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections. I love seeing their faces. So wait a second. Somebody was saying that reporting that the German chancellor was saying, before we do anything, we have to, they have to talk to Putin to find out this and find out that. Sounded to me like he was trying to complicate things. And so Trump said, well, I'll take care of that. And he picked up the phone and, or he had somebody pick up the phone. He said, I just talked to Putin indirectly and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. He's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting. So Trump was pretty much, as always, ready for anything from these people. I copied an article about a judge, but it's not a big deal. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, sissy, that's right. Just spell the word incorrectly or use a number for vowel. I've said that stuff so many times. All you got to do is use a 0 for an O or a 4 for an A, N for ZI. We all know what you mean, and it doesn't trip the rhythm. It's real simple. Yeah. Got to learn code to words. So anyway, Trump put out, I had a very good meeting with distinguished guests, and he lists everybody. Zelensky, Macron, Stubb of Finland, and Maloney, Italy, and it goes right down the line. Germany is a Merce. Anyway, oh man, so many people. He just finished a meeting in the White House, which ended in a further meeting in the Oval Office. During the meeting, we discussed security guarantees for Ukraine, which guarantees would be provided by the various European communities with coordination with the United States of America. Everyone is happy about the possibility of peace for Russia-Ukraine. At the conclusion of the meeting, I called President Putin and began the arrangements for a meeting at a location to be. I'd make sure I didn't drop off. Nope, I'm still here. Good. We will have a trilat, which would be the two presidents plus myself. Again, this was very good early step for a war that has been going on for almost 4 years. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are coordinating with Russia and Ukraine. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So, Russia came out, Putin, or representatives from Putin, and said, this is a pretty big deal, that the issue of territories will be discussed only between me and Putin. Zelensky said that. So there's going to be a private meeting between Zelensky and Putin, nobody else, one-on-one. Where will they have that meeting? Zelensky, was he going to meet Putin in Russia? Mark Rutte claims that no specific territorial concessions of Ukraine were discussed during the extended talks with Trump at the White House. Zelensky said that security guarantees will be worked out within 10 days. Now, here's this German guy, Merce, again. Now, what is the point of what he's saying here? I'm not sure if Putin will have the courage to come to the summit with Zelensky, German Chancellor Merz. What's the point of him making a statement like that about Putin's courage? So, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on Germany. Putin told Trump that he's ready to meet with Zelensky, and the meeting between the two should take place within 2 weeks. Then after that, a trilateral meeting. So Trump is going to have clean hands. They're going to get in there and hammer out the territorial issues. And Trump is going to be drumming his fingers, waiting. Okay, when are we all three going to get together? The world is watching. The world is waiting. Zelensky's wife wrote a letter. I guess she got inspired by Melania's letter to Putin about the children. So, yeah, you've got, with the involvement of the two first ladies, very public, you're going to have people from all across the spectrum, okay, that are interested. You got the crazy flag waving women, Ukraine flag waving women in America, and then you got real moms and grandmothers and mothers who would be interested, because you've got the first ladies involved diplomatically with letters, all these different countries involved. What do you think Putin's going to talk to Zelensky about? Who's going to be allowed in that conversation? That's going to be a key, because I think they're going to talk about very, very sensitive subjects. And if you look at my thumbnail, the black and white picture of Trump and Zelensky, zoom in on my thumbnail, get a screenshot of it and zoom in. They look pretty comfortable together. And don't forget, Zelensky could have helped throw Trump under the bus. When Alexander Vindman and Adam Schiff and all of them were pushing the Ukraine call and trying to impeach Trump, and Zelensky didn't do it. Are there going to be talks about, Frank talks about what a lot of people put in the comments about trafficking, about organs, okay? Selling human ore and then GANs, and gain-of-function research at Metabiota, the corruption with Hunter Biden, and many other politicians, probably from all around the world. The main hub of criminality. Is that stuff going to be discussed when it's just Putin and Zelensky? That's the thing to look for, folks. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. I should be broadcasting again Wednesday. If you're not subscribed, if you do subscribe and hit the notification bell, you know when I go live. So why aren't you subscribed? I want to welcome my new subscribers, and I want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me, as I always say. And hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. I hope you all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.